last week on When the Beat Drops.
What do you think you would have added to the song to make it better? We know you did it, but you gonna add a verse to it? Or you gonna add ad-libs over it? Thought I told you that, we won't stop. I thought I told you that, we won't stop. No. It is your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to a new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats of the week, so stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So the first beat of this week, I want to talk about Jazmine Sullivan. This is a real short beat, you know, it's nothing major. But as you guys know, about 4 years ago, Jazmine Sullivan, she went on her social media and she basically made a complaint and she talked about her frustrations about like the music industry and how it was more based on image and not so much talent and stuff or whatever. So she kind of like, you know, took a hiatus from like the music industry, and her new album, Reality Show, will actually be her first album within that 4-year hiatus that she has taken off. And the first single from the album was her single Dumb, which was featuring Meek Mill. And then she had her second single, which was Forever Don't Last, which is absolutely my favorite song that she released since she came back. And then she had her third single, which was Mascara. So I just wanted to let you guys know that her new album, Reality Show, and I'll be sure to insert the cover somewhere on either side, will be coming out January 13th, 2015. It is the end of December, so January 13th is right around the corner, and in future videos I will be sure to let you or remind you guys that the album is coming out. You know I'm an advocate for supporting real artists, and Jazmine Sullivan, she's a real vocalist, a real artist. She's just super talented and I love her, and I'm excited that she has a new album coming out. So yeah, you guys have to cop it and support her. So my second beat for this week, we have to talk about Nicki Minaj. Okay, so last week I was, you know, letting you guys know that her new album, The Pinkprint, was coming out. It came out this past Monday, and of course, like I said I would, I copped the album, so I do want to kind of do like a mini, you know, Pinkprint, you know, album review, and then let you all also know what's going on with Nicki Minaj. So like I said, her new album, The Pinkprint, came out this Monday, and I have to say I absolutely love the album. I love the album, and you know what it was? I knew I was gonna love the album because everything prior to the album releasing, like even if she was dropping singles here and there and stuff, I absolutely loved it, and it just got me excited. I know a lot of people said it was like the old Nicki, and she said it's not like the old Nicki, but I mean I feel like with this album compared to like previous albums, she's, you know, spitting more. She still has like the, you know, I don't want to say like a poppy sound, but you know, she has singles where she sings and stuff or whatever, but I feel like she's spitting more. And another thing that I noticed about this album is that I feel like Nicki Minaj, she's allowing us to know her personally even more. Like, you know, we have the songs like Only and Anaconda and whatnot. We have like the little fun songs and singles that she's released, but then there's songs on here that let you like you really think like Nicki, she's currently hurting basically. We all know that she recently broke up with Safari, and ironically, you know, at the time of recording the album, you know, she was still with him, but I think it's like, oh wow, look how time works itself out. Now that the album is out, they're not together. So obviously some of the things that she talked about in the songs and stuff or whatever, she was feeling why they were together, and that obviously had to, you know, lead to their breakup and everything that's going on with them right now. But I have to say, or I should say my favorite songs in the album, I would definitely say I love her song All Things Go. Now to me, I feel like that is the most personal song out of all of the songs on the album, because not only does she like talk about like relationship wise, but you know, she talks about her family, and it kind of reminds me of her song Dear Old Nicki. They're not talking about the same exact things, but I feel like songs like this is, you know, we get to know Nicki Minaj as a person. We don't even, right now, that's not even Nicki Minaj to me in All Things Go. In All Things Go, I'm listening to Onika Mirage. So I love that song, and other than that, I love her song The Crying Game. I don't really like her song Get On Your Knees with Ariana Grande. I love Ariana, but I think that has to be maybe the only song, or definitely my top song that I do not like off of that album. But other than that, we all know Feeling Myself. I talked about that last week. That was a song that leaked right before the album came out. We all love that song. There's Beyonce on it, so why wouldn't we? We already know about Only. What's Some More? That's another good another good single. I love that single right there. But I did say on my Instagram that my favorite song off of the entire album would have to be By Your Heart featuring Meek Mill. She has 2 songs with Meek Mill on this album, By Your Heart and what is it? The Daddy song, Big Daddy, yeah. So I love those 2 songs, but I would definitely have to say By Your Heart is definitely my favorite song. Other than that, I like the album in its entirety, but if it had to be my top favorite songs, it would definitely have to be between All Things Go, Want Some More, and By Your Heart. So I love the album. Other than the album, you know, Nicki Minaj, she has been all over the place and she has been promoting the album all week. Like anywhere you can think, Nicki was there. But one of her most distinctive you know, what's that, interviews that she did, this week was her interview with Angie Martinez at 105.1. And I want to put a clip in, but I feel like the whole interview in its entirety is just like too important that I just don't want to chop and, you know, decide to just insert anything. So what I will do is I'll insert a clip like on the side so you can see it, but what I'll do is I'll insert the interview in the description box so you can watch it. But with this album, or with this interview, you know, we kind of got to, you know, see what Nicki Minaj was thinking post breakup with Safari. You know, she said that her relationship with Safari is the only second like real relationship she had in life. It's like her previous relationship to her relationship with Safari overlapped, so it's like she's never been single. So first of all, this is her first time being single, and that they were together for so many years, so she says she doesn't even know how to live without him. So she's like very much hurt, and to prove that she was hurt, she started crying in the interview. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know this Nicki Minaj. Like, I don't know what it's like to be heartbroken, but I can say for a fact that I was like, oh my God, Nicki, girl, it's gonna be okay. But I will say that it's a great interview, and like I said, we get to know her more personally on this album, and in the interview you get to know her more personally as well. And then on top of that, if I'm not, today is Saturday, so it was yesterday, Friday, where she released the Pinkprint, the movie. So I also linked the video to the movie as well. And other than that, it was announced this week that Nicki Minaj is the new face of Roberto Cavalli's Spring and Summer 2015 campaign. And in a statement, he said why he chose her, and he said, I chose Nicki Minaj because she embodies the exuberant and modern femininity of the Cavalli woman. In recent years, we have accustomed to women cadged in clothes that hide their body shapes. With this campaign, I wanted to send a strong counter-trend message. I wanted a sensual woman who is aware of her body, who is not afraid to show her curves. Instead, she makes them her strength. And we all know that's Nicki Minaj, her curves. We know that's Nicki Minaj, so I feel like she's the perfect person. So congrats to her for being the new face of Roberto Cavalli's upcoming summer and spring. I should say spring and summer, because spring comes before summer. So spring and summer 2015 campaign. So let's move on to our third topic of this week. Now this third topic is more like is both like current events mixed with music. So I don't know if you guys have recently heard, but Sony, you know, the big, you know, movie production company Sony, they had their email, like their files or something like that, recently hacked. And a lot of the things that they were saying, you know, behind closed doors privately was, you know, released to the public. So we hear them talking crap about Kevin Hart. I know they said something about Denzel Washington. So it's just like all of these things behind the scenes, all of these secrets and stuff were being, you know, revealed to the public because their systems was hacked. And one of the reasons that it was learned, or one of the possibilities, or why they assumed that their system was hacked, was because they have a new movie that was supposed to come out called The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, right? Yes, and James Franco. So Seth Rogen and James Franco were starring in the movie The Interview, and in the interview they were sent on a mission to kill like the leader of like North Korea or something like that. So North Korea, they was like, oh word, y'all over there making movies about killing our leader, we got something for that ass. So what they did was they sat here and they hacked the Sony, you know, computers and stuff and emails and all of that, and they started, you know, all this stuff started releasing. So needless to say, I bring that up because one of the things that did, you know, come out to the public that was, you know, kind of under wraps and stuff was that Matthew Knowles had been planning to do a biopic on Destiny's Child. And I actually got this particular, you know, article or story from, it's all over the place, but the one that I decided to focus on and read and get into was the one from Singer's Room. So I'll be sure to link this post about this topic below from Singer's Room. So basically, in one of the emails, it revealed that Matthew Knowles was in the works of doing a Destiny's Child biopic, like I said, and no one knows if the movie will ever be made or whatever, but it is rumors swimming around that according to Lifetime, they plan to, you know, put out a Destiny's Child biopic come 2015. They don't know if Matthew Knowles is involved with it or not, but first of all, here's my thoughts on if there ever were to be a Destiny's Child biopic, okay? So Lifetime, all of a sudden, they just so interested in doing biopics on everybody's life. You know, y'all need to stick to y'all movies with the killer wives and, you know, kidnappings and all that stuff. Y'all got good movies. I'm not trying to knock y'all movies, but I mean, I feel like leave this stuff like that up to like VH1 and all of that. That's first things first. Second of all, do I feel like it is a good time for a Destiny's Child biopic to be made? I don't know. Matter of fact, I feel like if there was a Destiny's Child biopic to be made, the people that need to be involved, like I understand Matthew Knowles would be type of like a good person because obviously he built Destiny's Child, but at the same time, I don't know what his relationship is like with the other ladies. I know that, you know, Kelly and Michelle are definitely probably like respectful towards him, but those are like Beyonce's sisters, and I don't know if Beyonce fuck with her father like that right now, honestly. Especially after she released Ring Off, I'm like, okay, she's not gonna say nothing, but that's her way of saying something. And I don't know if she played with Matthew or not, but I feel like if there's ever going to be a Destiny's Child movie, I'm not gonna say Matthew should not be involved, but I feel like the involvement of, you know, Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle should definitely, and then even LaToya and Latavia, because it's not like they just disappeared off the face of the earth. You know, they're very much relevant. So I feel like all five members, I should say, should have some type of involvement with this biopic if there were ever to be a Lifetime biopic on Destiny's Child. And if everybody's cool with Matthew, because I don't know if everybody's cool with him, you know, if they cool with him being involved, be involved. Because I feel like, especially if you're doing a biopic on people who are still alive, why not have their involvement? Some part of me is saying, well, I mean, Destiny's Child, they're like broken up, but at the same time, to me, Destiny's Child will never break up, because like they did, when they did You Changed on Kelly's last album, to me, I don't look at that as Kelly Rowland featuring Beyonce and Michelle. I look at it as Destiny's Child. And then, of course, they did Say Yes on Michelle's latest album, Journey to Freedom, and to me, I didn't look at that Michelle Williams featuring Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. I looked at that as, you know, Destiny's Child. So in my mind, Destiny's Child will forever in life be together, and they have such a great relationship. It's like I'm sure whenever they feel like, oh, we want to get back together and pop up, we're gonna do it. So I mean, they're very much relevant, so I don't know if it's kind of too early to do a biopic and stuff or whatever, but I mean, they do have an interesting story thus far. But if they were to do a biopic, one, I would want all five members to be involved, and two, I would want it to be at least, this is what, we're about to be in 2015, so maybe another 5 years from now, so down the line, we could talk about, you know, Destiny's Child reunion, because maybe Blue could be old enough to play like little Beyonce, we don't know. So yeah, that's how I feel about that situation. Anyway, so my fourth beat of this week, I want to talk about Bobby Shmurda and GS9. Now, I was very hesitant on whether or not I was going to talk about this topic. One, because I have an opinion, but at the same time, I'm very indecisive about it. I don't want to say anything wrong. One, because I'm not very much knowledgeable on law. Like recently I had a freedom in the media class, and that, you know, dealt with like law within the media and stuff, because I am a journalism major, and that class was hard. I passed it, but that class was not easy. So, you know, when you talking about like people getting arrested and stuff or whatever, it's like, you know, you don't want to sound stupid. I'm not trying to have y'all sit here and crucify me. Like, I'm not with it. But what I will say, okay, if you guys don't know, this past Wednesday, for those who don't know, but I'm sure everyone knows by now, this past Wednesday, Bobby Shmurda and GS9 or whatever, they were here in the city and they were recording at Quad Studios. NYPD bust in and they arrested all of them and stuff or whatever. Now, I look on my social media and I know a lot of people who have like opinions, but before I get into their opinions, let me read the charges that are like against them and stuff or whatever. So, it's like mad charges. I'm just gonna say it's like they're like brought up on like gang related charges and stuff or whatever, and it's like guns, drugs, attempted murder and stuff or whatever. It's all that, whatever. But an executive from Epic Records, who Bobby Shmurda is signed to, he was in the studio with them and he released a statement. This executive's name is Sha Money XL, and this is a statement he had to release about the situation since it happened. He said, "I was not arrested. They held me until they searched the studio, then let me go. I signed these kids to give them a better life and not be dragged down by the media and gunned down by the 40 cops that railed the studio and pointed guns at me for working my job. You have no idea how this makes me feel or look when I'm one of the only few black men signing black artists from the streets and giving them a chance to do better in life." And what I've heard since then is that the charges that were against Bobby Shmurda, he was found not guilty, and I don't know if he's out on bail or if Epic Records posted the $2 million to, you know, bail him out of jail. I don't know exactly what's going on, but the whole purpose of me talking about this was to give my opinion. And going back to the opinions, I was saying that I was on my social media and I saw a mixture of opinions. It's like either two sides. It's the one side of people who are like, good for his ass, cause he be in the song talking about, I've been selling crack since I was in the 5th grade, and talking about how Mitch had a body about a week ago and stuff or whatever. So they like, you rap about it and you know the police finds you guilty on it, you deserve to get locked up. Then we got the other people on the other side sitting here talking about like, wow, seriously, like he just trying to better his life, his career just got started, and as soon as stuff started getting good for him and stuff or whatever, you know, NYPD had to come. They just don't never want to see nobody doing well. Now, there's a lot of tension going on in Brooklyn right now. Like, as we speak, a couple of hours ago in Bed-Stuy, 2 cops were murdered, shot in the head. So, like, there's a lot of tension going on with, like, just, you know, the public and then, like, the police and stuff. But that's just, like, a whole different, you know, topic. I'm not even getting to that because I'm talking about music-wise. But I will say I kind of understand both sides. I understand how people say he talks about this stuff, so when the cops accuse him of doing it, why get mad at it? But at the same time, I mean, it's rap. I don't know him personally. I mean, yes, I live in Flatbush like him, but I don't know him personally. And I don't know what he's done. We've known rappers who sit here and rap about things that were not true, but because it appeals and it's hot, and we've been Shmurda dancing all summer up until the fall, and now it's the winter, it's like, it could be true, it could not be true. But apparently NYPD was watching Bobby Shmurda and the whole GS9 for months. That's what they said, and they were brought up on these charges. But at the same time, I kind of, you know, reconcile with everyone else on the other side. Like, I mean, come on, like, he just got this record deal. He's trying to prove himself to be, you know, great. Like, he's like, I'm talented, I'm a rapper, and you know, it's only the beginning. Like, all of this is only 1 year, so it's like all of this is just starting from him and for him, and it's like, damn, like, seriously, like, as soon as it gets started, it's over before it even gets started, because technically it didn't get started. Like, I know he had like another song or something like that, and I don't know if his I think he had a like Shmurda She Wrote like mixtape or EP or something like that. I don't know if that released, so maybe y'all could let me know about that. But I know, like, he was working, like, he was, you know, he was like a real, he was getting into this music business and he was making friends with everybody. So it's like all of this great stuff was coming, and it's like, damn, seriously, like, after all this good stuff is coming, something bad has to happen. So me, I'm kind of like in the middle. I understand both sides, but I'm the kind of person, I don't want to wish nothing. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to nobody. Like, I'm just so much of a peaceful person, so I'm very indecisive. I have an opinion, but I don't really have too much of an opinion because I'm like understanding of both sides. When people say good for him, and some people say damn, that's mad, you know, disrespectful for people saying good for him when y'all was just supporting him not too long ago. So all I can say is to Bobby Shmurda and the GS9 people, hey, this is Jade Ashley. Yeah, I hope, you know, just pray to God. I hope that everything works out in you guys' favor. Hopefully, you know, things aren't too serious, and if, you know, things work out and you guys are able to, you know, get back out here and, you know, continue working on your music and stuff or whatever, just stay out of trouble. And I mean, y'all got a good opportunity, y'all got once in a lifetime chances to sit here and make your dreams come true. So don't move back, just move forward, and that's it. Yeah. So my last beat of this week, I'm going to talk about Azealia Banks. So this week, Azealia Banks, she went over to Ebro in the Morning at Hot 97, and again, first of all, I want to insert clips and stuff from the interview, but at the same time, I feel like this particular interview with them from the beginning to the end was very much good. It's hard to clip and, you know, decide to insert a clip. So what I will do is I'll show it on the sides and stuff or whatever while I'll talk about the story and stuff and whatnot. But and also, I don't want to insert a clip from Hot 97 and then they get my video blocked again. Because I did a clip from Hot 97 on like my 10th video, and Hot 97 got my video blocked. So I'm not playing with Hot 97. That's all I have to say. But anyway, so this Azealia Banks interview that they had with her this past week was actually really good, and I would have to say probably one of their top interviews for this year. And you know, the year is just now winding down, but Azealia Banks, she basically went over to Hot 97 and they wanted to know, like, so what's good with you? Like, you hate T.I., you hate Iggy Azalea, like, explain to us who Azealia Banks is, explain to us why you feel the way you feel. Like, and I really appreciate them for giving her the platform to express herself and to talk and, you know, to explain herself and let us know who she is. Because honestly, prior to that, the way I looked at Azealia Banks, I've heard of her, and I've heard probably like a song or two. I remember her song Licorice or something like that, and it was another song, something with 212 or something like that, I think that was. And those songs were cool to me and stuff and whatnot, but other than that, I looked at her like this angry black, I'm gonna be honest, I looked at her like as this angry black girl, and I was like, oh gosh, whatever. But when she went on the show, she basically explained how she feels, and she's a very, I feel like she's a very intellectual person, and she basically kind of, you know, talked about the same thing I talked about that J. Cole was mentioning in his interview with Angie Martinez. If you guys got to check that out last week, when he talked about the Third Verse and Fire Squad, about how, you know, black culture is being, you know, ripped from us. And not to say that he hates these white artists and stuff or whatever, it's just the simple fact that, you know, rap music is a part of black culture, and lately it's just like these white people come in, they rap, and they're glorified for being rappers. Meanwhile, the originators, the black people, are putting on the back burner, and they're not given the recognition, and they're not given the credit for making like the proper music. Now, when it comes to her issues with Iggy Azalea, when you Azealia Banks, Iggy Azalea, obviously they have like a similar name, and Azealia Banks was out before Iggy, and it was like Iggy stole her name and stuff or whatever. So what they kind of, or what she called it, was like cultural smudging or something like that and stuff. So it's basically like, okay, let's take this white girl, let's make her a rapper, and let's make her popular from it, and let's give her all the credit, and let's, you know, give her all the awards and give her all the attention. Meanwhile, we have like the black rappers, black female rappers like Azealia Banks, who's not getting the attention, who's not on the forefront, who's not being like, not glorified, but being recognized for the things that she's doing. And I kind of understood where she was coming from, but at the same time, I will say I am not an Iggy Azalea hater. I told y'all I brought her album. I have my select few favorite songs. I don't like the whole album as a total, but I do kind of, you know, somewhat like agree, because she brought up her song Fancy, and, you know, Fancy, like, really deadass sounds like, when she said it, Fancy really does sound like a pop song, because, you know, she has Charlie XCX. So when people think about, you know, Fancy, I'm so fancy, you already know, you know, it sounds like a pop song. It's not like a grungy, like, rap song. Like, it's not hip-hop, basically. Like, she's rapping, but, you know, so it's a real intellectual interview that she did with Ebro and them, Laura Stiles and Rosenberg and stuff, and she was crying. When I told you she was crying her eyes out in this interview, this is how you know she is very genuine, how she was very much serious, and this was something that was extremely important to her. And she just wanted to, you know, bring to the forefront, like, yo, open up your eyes, like, our culture is being stolen from us. And she even connected it to slavery and how we were always under like the white man's foot and stuff or whatever. And every time like they try to portray her, as like this angry black girl, but I didn't see to, like, she was angry, but she wasn't angry because she likes being angry and she likes being like some black bitch. Like, she just likes, you know, she's just angry about the media and how we're depicted inside of the media and how culture is being stripped away from us. So I kind of understand what she was saying. And I don't know, I just want to say thank you to High 97 for doing that interview, because I was able to learn about Azealia Banks, and I was able to realize she was not what the media was depicting to me. She was not like this angry black girl that was just hating. It's a lot, and it was definitely probably one of the most popular interviews aside from Nicki's from this week, you know. So definitely I will link that interview below, and y'all have to check that interview out. And I need y'all to let me know what y'all think about it, because maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but I'm just saying how I seen it on what I was understanding from what Azealia Banks was saying from that interview. So yeah, those are my 5 hot beats for this week. I want to thank you guys for tuning into this week's video, and like always, you know, I have to remind you guys to comment on my videos, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and share my videos with others. And this week's song of the week would have to go to Tyga and Chris Brown. Their new song Ayo was released this week, and you all know that they will be on the Between the Sheets tour together starting at the end of January. So I'm pretty much sure they're going to perform the song together. And their new mixtape, Fan of a Fan, was long overdue, but apparently it's supposed to come out in 2015, so I will keep my eyes out for that because I love Fan of a Fan. And you know, if you want to hear the song in its entirety, you can head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. And one other thing I do want to say is, now that 106 and Park is over, someone on my Instagram kind of mentioned and pointed out something that I realized, is that Rap City's over, TRL is over, now 106 and Park is over, and they said the only thing we have left is YouTube. And I was sitting there like, we are on YouTube right now. So I do want to say, hi everybody, my name is Jade Ashley. You are tuned into When the Beat Drops right now, and I want you guys to spread the word for the new year about When the Beat Drops. So tell your best friend, tell her best friend, his best friend, your moms, your father, your little brother, your sister, your grandmother, your cousin, your baby cousin, your play cousin, your fake, everybody. Just let everybody know about When the Beat Drops, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Next week is Christmas, hence the hat. So Merry Christmas to everyone, and yeah, happy holidays. See you guys later. Bye. Hey everybody, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I am back to give you my, this is When the Beat Drops, y'all. Let's dive into this week's hot beat of the week. So with that being said, let's tune in. You know, like always, you can find that. So let's dive into this week's beats.